Hi everybody, my name is Chris and I'm coming to you live from my craft room in Worthington, Minnesota. I'm going to click over on my phone to Facebook so that I can follow the comments. So if you're watching live, please say hi and help me make some decisions today. If you're watching the replay, um, let me know what you think about the card and if you're going to try this. So, um, it's a beautiful day, sunny, blue skies, but cold, 4 degrees. Feels like, I think it said feels like -3 or something, but we're hoping for a warm up. And the sunshine always feels good, especially when it's coming in my window like it is. So, hi Tammy and Sue, thanks for joining me. I'm going to turn my camera down and we'll get started. So, today I am going to be playing with Gears and Textures, which is a new stamp set from Stampin' Up. You'll see that I've put it in a plastic box rather than the new packaging. I'm still on the fence on which way I think I want to store my stamps, but anyway, you can see I used this one yesterday. Yesterday we made a background using the stamps from this set, and today I want to focus on the dies. So let's get started. So I had some scrap silver and gold papers just in my scraps, and so I already cut out a bunch of these gears and things. I am using scraps, which seems to be everybody's focus right now. These are pieces that I have left over from cards that I've been creating for the Valentine Factory. So we're going to hope to use some of those. I'm going to leave these pieces here. I'm using this background piece because it was already cut. This is Poppy Parade. Let's give it a nice score so it lays flat. And then I've just got a white, basic white piece, and I cut this just shy of a card front, so 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Alright, so I've got out these neutral colored stamps because I thought that maybe with all the pink and red and that going on, we didn't need more color. So I've got different variations of the grays. Smoky Slate, Basic Gray, and Secret Sea. So let's get those opened. And I pulled out 4 of the stamps from the stamp set because we're still going to need a little bit of a background, and I think I want to kind of grunge that one up too. So let's move that over just a little bit. Alright, so I'm working on my glass mat, so it doesn't matter if I, look at that, I already got black ink on my fingers. So let me grab a baby wipe. Talk amongst yourselves while I clean up. Alright, ink on my fingers already. I think I want to make these a little bit grungier. Okay, so let's start with this one. It's just a striped. Okay, we're going to come in with my basic gray, and we're just going to go ahead and start making basically our own background. Alright, then I've got this one. It's like a I don't know, crosshatch, I don't know what you'd call it, but also going to just put this on here in some random places. And then I've got this one that looks like spatters, speckles, not quite sure. But I did that one in, I was going to do Secret Sea, but you know what, let me grab a piece of scrap out of here. And I think I'm going to stamp off so it's not quite so harsh. Let's go up here. And I'm going to stamp off twice. And we'll put a little more over here. And then one more down here. Okay. And then I've got a gear. And I think with the gear, I'll just go full strength. So there's one there. And we'll put one there. And then I also wanted to do a little bit of, I'm not even sure 100% if I'm going to be using the heart or not, but it's going to be grunged up a little bit here regardless. So we'll see if my background needs that or not. And maybe one more on there. Alright, let's just see what we've got there. And I'm just going to set my ink over to the side so we don't end up with fingers in it. Alright. I'm getting warm now. Turn on my fan. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. So this is what we've got now. I also want to use a little bit of Valentine scrap paper. So let's bring that in, and I'm just gonna make a banner out of this one. I don't know why, but it just seems like it needs to be bannered. Alright, and then let's just play with some of this stuff. I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to use the heart, it's going to have to go pretty much in the middle because it's that big, and that's fine. So you're going to want to stick around here and watch how I finish this off because I bought, hi Kelly, I bought some cool little spinners online, and I think they're going to be really fun. Okay, I'm needing a little bit of advice from those of you that are watching. Do I put gold on here, or do I leave it all silver with the pinks? What do you think? Should I add the gold or leave the gold off? While you guys are deciding that, I'll show you these little spinners that I bought. I have not done anything with them yet. My good friend Cindy Ira Smith had bought them and used them on a Ferris wheel card, and she gave me a few to play with, and I never did anything with them yet. But then I saw them online, and I decided that I needed to try a few. So I didn't know what I was looking at, and size is really, I mean, math is hard, right? So I didn't know the millimeters that these were being measured in. So I just bought 3 different kinds. I'll let that focus in a little bit. So the gold ones, let's see, let me get that in camera there. The gold ones are definitely thin enough to mail, but the white one is definitely for a card that I'm going to give in person. It is not nearly, it's way too thick for mailing purposes. So I think you can see that. But these tiny ones, they are going to be fine in the mail. So for this card, I'll go ahead and use one that is mailable. All right, so Tracy says add the gold. Anybody else have an opinion? I'll just go with Tracy's. Okay, Tracy, we're adding gold in just for you. Okay, so I'm going to use a glue dot. Oh my goodness, I gotta grab my glue dots. Hang on. I just emptied a roll and forgot to get out a new box. Alright, so here we go. Let's get a little closer. There we go. Alright, so here's my tiny glue dots. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put the spinner on the back of this wheel right here. Now again, I've not used these, so I'm not even 100% sure if there's a right or wrong way. We'll see. These are called nail spinners. Believe it or not, these were for on your nails. So you could put like a little butterfly that will spin around on your nail. I think that's crazy. Anyway, oh, Jean Steffen says no gold. Okay, wait, I need somebody to break the tie. Gold or no gold? I've got one gold and I've got one no gold. Alright, that's got glue in it, or glue dot on it. Let me start building here. Alright, bring in my liquid glue. I am definitely a liquid green glue girl. Once you get the hang of using it, it is definitely my go-to. A nice thin layer is all you need. Hopefully everybody's having better weather today than we've had. Jean, how's your weather out there? I know you guys have had power outages and or at least worried about power outages. Is that correct? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to glue this one down flat. This is going to be so fun. I'm not going to want to give this away because of this spinner on here. Okay, now I think, alright, I didn't hear any gold or no gold, or my tiebreaker, so I'm going to go with both since Tracy had voted first. I hope you still like it, Jean. Alright, now I'm putting the gold on here because my spinner is silver. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I didn't even have to spin it. It just started spinning. Oh my goodness. This is way too fun. Wobbly. Okay, here's a little tip for tiny things that need glue on them. This is a silicone mat, and I'm just going to set this piece down when the glue dries, it peels off, just like when you used to cover your fingers with glue in school and then play with that. Anybody have a memory of that? I'm going to spin it again. Oh my gosh. What do you think? What do you think? Isn't that cool, Tracy? So if you go on Amazon and look for, I don't know, mini spinners, nail spinners, I think is what I actually searched for. I didn't do enough things here in silver. So that goes back to the answer of use silver or gold. Here's another little tip. Do not throw away the edges of your dimensionals. They work just the same as the centers. So this sheet was done with the shape, I guess, that we're used to using, but the edges work just as good. All right, so Tracy says it's cool. Nobody else ever chimed in on if I should add silver and gold or just silver or gold. So whatever. Those of you watching the replay, you don't get to vote, but thanks for watching. Let's see. I'm just kind of piling up my scraps that are left from other projects. So I got a couple arrows here. My good friend Beck Hall from Australia is starting a new movement called, let's see, what did she call it? Scrap Like Beck, I think, is that what she's calling it? Hashtag Scrap Like Beck. And so these weren't necessarily scraps, but they were definitely leftovers from all the Valentines that I've been making for the Valentine Factory. Where do I want that? It's probably not the right color, but it's there, right? All right, should I put one more spinner on here? I feel like I'm going to put one more on. All right, let's get another tiny one. And some glue dots. All right, who's going to start searching Amazon for tiny little nail spinners? Oops. Okay, this one, though, I don't have a middle part on this. All right, well, I'll cover it with something else. I'll put a heart on top. Good idea. I'm going to try to get it right in the middle this time so it doesn't wobble. Although, let's face it, that little wobble didn't... hi, Becky! That little wobble doesn't make it any less awesome. Okay, all right. Let's put this one... I kind of like my cluster of stuff over here, but let's put this one over here. All right, now I need a heart to go on top of that. Is this one too big? That one's too big. How about one of the little tiny, I wonder if this will work. Hang on. Hold, please. Okay, let's put one of these on top. I think this is just the right size. I'm having to put a heart on the top because my glue dot is on there. Okay, there's another one. There's another one. You know, there's the rule of threes but I don't think I'm going to put a third one on there. What do you think, guys? Isn't that cool? All right, let's go ahead and finish this up. Sue, I knew you'd like the spinner. Now, I could add more bling. I could add some ribbon. There's so many more things I could add to this card, but I don't think it needs anything else. Inside sentiment is all it needs. Spin, 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 spin. Isn't that cool? And they spin for quite a while. I think that that's fun. So, I'll send this to my dad. He'll spin it and he'll show everybody at Garnet how to spin. What a cool card his daughter made. So, all right. I am going to close out by, don't want to lose these little pieces here. I'm going to close out by showing you the cards that are available right now on the card buffet at Living Waters Covenant Church in Worthington. I will be there this Thursday from 10 until 5. So card buffet is 4 cards for $15. You can make any combination of these cards that you want. So most of these were on the buffet in December and January, but weather didn't cooperate very well. They've been there all month January, and we haven't gotten there. So if you need to make Valentines, tomorrow might be your best bet for making some Valentines. This one could easily be a Valentine if we modify the greeting. This one could easily be a Valentine. My Valentine stamps will be there. This is I keep getting a message popping up here on my screen. Dismiss, I guess. This is a beautiful sympathy card that stands up for the recipient to put on their mantle. Birthday wishes, congratulations, thinking of you. This one also could be a Valentine if we change the sentiment. A cute little snowman for those of us in the snowy parts of the world. Also could be a Valentine. And then a winter wish for Snowy Delights. This is a set that I had never even used all winter. And now we've had hardly any chances to stamp at the Oasis to make winter cards, but maybe this week. And then here are I have 2 more Valentines here, so I'm repurposing the truck from the Christmas set and filling it with hugs and kisses. And I'm also going to have a bag that you can make to fill with goodies. And the last one is just kind of a wintry wishes card, sending loads of cheer. This could also be a Valentine. Thinking of you, get well, happy birthday. So those are the cards on the buffet this week. Sue, I will consider posting a link if I can figure out how to do that. I mean, I know how to do it, but I always hesitate to post links just because I'm never sure that I found the best deal, or you know, all those little, anyway. I will definitely post what they're called and some suggestions of where to find them. How about that? All right. Thanks so much for joining me. In the comments, I will post this card, and then I'm going to challenge you to post your own Valentines that you're making in the comments. So if you have spinner cards, post those too. I'm so backwards in my camera view here. So how fun is that? All right, thanks everybody. Have a great day. Stay warm.